for Sand, Sea and Soca, featuring the multi-talented and 9-time Calypso King of Barbados, the Mighty Gabby. Those in the audience were hooked on every word as he took them on a trip down memory lane with hits like Boots, Jack, Emerton, Hit It and a host of others. Between each song, he took the time to explain what each one meant, and the fact that even though some of those songs are decades old, they are still relevant today. He spoke especially about his song Reparations and says those countries which were impacted by slavery should receive justice.
The Jews got compensation for the so-called Holocaust, whatever that thing that happened in Germany and thing. They lost 6 million, that's what they say. According to the worst records kept, we lost nearly 100 million. Now, common sense dictates that if you can compensate 6 million, you've got to compensate 100 million. It is not the mathematical thing. I am not Imhotep or any of them great mathematicians. I am not even Einstein.
The Mighty Gabby has received several awards over the years for his sterling contribution to music in Barbados and across the Caribbean. He received an honorary doctorate of laws from the University of the West Indies in 2012.
More news ahead, but first we want to get your take on this question. Should Calypsonians, including the Mighty Gabby and Red Plastic Bag, be given special honors for Barbados' 50th anniversary of independence? You can text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have the results for you at the end of our news.
So what's your idea of holiday happiness? Watching the kids open presents? Cooking in our new kitchen? The look on his face. Add to your holiday happiness with a loan from Scotiabank, and you could win a trip for 2 to Miami and other great prizes. Visit your Scotiabank branch today and talk to a representative about getting your loan. Contest ends January 15th. Conditions apply. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
It's here at last. Don't you miss it. It's the ADC and NHC joint venture launch and mortgage fair on October 31st, 2015 at the end of 16th Avenue, West Terrace in James. The official launch of the joint venture is from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and the mortgage fair and open house from 10:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There will be a wide selection of banking institutions and insurance companies, furniture and decorative vendors and others on hand. Also present will be the ministers from a variety of ministries and other government officials.
Live up. For more information, contact your local council for the disabled or association.
Your week just got better with season 2 of the Tony Thorne Show. With new faces.
All the way from Vincy. What's up, it's a girl, Nikita.
Yeah, this is Peter Ram. This is Marvin. Yo, this is King Baba.
Against the all, you watch the Tony Thorne Show.
New experiences. And new topics right here on CBC TV 8. So tune in.
From Barbados to Boston, we're giving you and your guests 7 days in beautiful Boston to shop to your heart's delight. We're providing the flight and US $250 in spending money to each of you, but the accommodation is on you. If you're clear to travel November 7th to 14th and all of your travel particulars are in order, then text JetBlue to short code 9811 by October 29th. You can text as many times as you like, and each text is $2. From Barbados to Boston is brought to you compliments JetBlue, CIBC First Caribbean and CBC, and also brought to you by Fast Cash.
Well, Well, if you think Barbados is immune to tsunamis, think again. In fact, the island has been hit by one already, according to Acting Director of the Coastal Zone Management Unit, Dr. Lorna Innes. She says it happened more than 2 centuries ago. The event, she says, was reported by a ship's captain and recorded in a newsletter.
What had happened was Barbados didn't even have a newspaper. The U.S. didn't have a newspaper. They were called newsletters. And this one was the New York Mercury newsletter on the 8th of December, 1755. What had happened was the Great Lisbon earthquake had occurred in Europe on the 1st of November, 1755, and it caused tsunami waves to come all across the Atlantic and affect every single Caribbean island.
Dr. Innes recalled the incident during her presentation on the topic, the Ocean High-Risk Playground or Life-Giving System. She was making the point to an audience that included students that a tsunami is just one of the many risks associated with the ocean. Dr. Innes also outlined some of the numerous benefits of the vast body of water, from providing food to its contribution to Barbados's key tourism product. She noted as well that it needs to be properly managed, since it can be damaged by human activity like people indiscriminately anchoring their yachts.
They have to report to the port, and then they're told where to go. And they're supposed to hook up to a buoy, which the Coastal Zone Management Unit provides. But if the buoy is not where they want to be, they drop anchor. That's anchor damage. Corals grow at a rate of 3 to 5 centimeters a year. So if you end up with 200 meters of anchor damage in a coral reef, you're not going to see that grow back in your lifetime. And I'm not going to see it either.
Well, first it was the United States. Now Canada has updated its travel advice for its citizens in Barbados, warning them of the risk of being robbed while driving in the country. Though it says most visits by citizens of Canada to Barbados are trouble-free, the Foreign Affairs Department is advising that car doors be kept locked, windows rolled up, and possessions such as handbags safely stored. The advice comes in the wake of recent police reports. Those reports suggested assailants were waiting in the areas of Pine East-West Boulevard and Pine North-South Boulevard to gain access to cars stopped by red lights, stealing valuables in those cars. The Barbados Diabetes Association was at the receiving end of many donations from 2 local entertainment entities. First-time Kadooment band Kosa and La Frere International Incorporated both reached out to the association as they sought to give back to Barbados. Anton Nichols of La Frere says proceeds were raised through an event called Lush. $1,500 was presented to the Diabetes Association.
Because one of our mandates is, as young people coming up in the community, we always wanted to make sure we reach out and give back to make a telling contribution to society, and not just a corporation that's just for profits. You know, we always want to make it a better place for the less fortunate.
KOSA band leader Jeremy Nichols says the proceeds were raised through one of the sections in its Crop Over 2015 band dedicated to charity.
This year the section was called Serenity, and we were able to raise a decent amount that we can present to the Diabetes Association, because we chose them as the charity for 2015 to just keep the awareness of diabetes and stuff like that.
And President of the Diabetes Association of Barbados, Noreen Merritt, expressed delight at the support from young Barbadians who she says are interested in the work of that organization.
Over the years, the association has attracted the older population. You hear people thinking that children or young adults don't develop diabetes. What has happened recently is that there are a lot of young persons interested in the work that we do and in being part of this organization. And this surprise today just tells me that the work of the association, because diabetes is not going away anywhere soon, listening to the doom and gloom of the statistics.
The Wesleyan Choir will be paying tribute to its founding members tonight. According to Care Transition Coordinator from the U.S., Sandra Curtin, the choir will be performing tonight at the James Street Methodist Church at 7:30. She says this is the first time the choir will be performing for this cause while speaking to CBC News earlier today.
The choir was organized in 1976 under the direction of Sidney Harris, who has passed on. But the choir was organized in 1976, and they're still going today. but they have never had a concert to honor and the members that have passed on. And I think the count is something like 18 since they've been organized. So the concert tonight is a very special one in that it recognizes the contributions of their members that have passed on.
And still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across our region. But first, we want to hear from you on this question. Should Calypsonians, including the Mighty Gabby and Red Plastic Bag, be given special honors for Barbados' 50th anniversary of independence? Text yes or no